Hope you can see my screen, everyone. All right. So let's have a notes. So I'll create a notepad here. All right. So this today a demo class has been scheduled for AZ-104. The certification name called Azure Associate Cloud Administrator. Now we would be going to talk about why we need to learn this. And what are the benefit we are getting in terms of career. And what are the course content we are discussing, right? The important point is why we need to learn Azure, right? So everyone know that current scenario, current situation, the demanding for all the requirement would be asking for the multi-skilled persons or multi-skilled candidate, right? So whoever working on any of the administrator like the system, Active Directory, security, networking, database, application, software development, testing, no matter which technology working. So currently we would need to learn for the cloud. You are looking for a good package and surviving IT in a longer period. We have to learn for the cloud because maximum customers, maximum business are moving to their IT infrastructure, moving to cloud. So when they move to the cloud, the support persons would need support for the who has a knowledge on cloud, specifically in Azure, right? This is a Microsoft product. So we have that is in multiple cloud vendor, which are Microsoft, which is Azure, and we have that is in Amazon, AWS, and Google, we called as a GCP. Comparatively, these three vendor, why should I learn for the Azure? Because this Microsoft Azure has contributed already is a contributed across worldwide, uh, more areas covered from Azure Microsoft product, and you would be having a more requirement. And I would say it's a good package comparatively other technologies. And it is easy to learn who already working on server administrator, who are using for the Microsoft product, they can choose for Microsoft Azure, right? We are discussing why we need to learn. This is keeping in mind we have to upskill ourselves. Otherwise, we will not be surviving longer period in IT and environment, IT infrastructure, and we cannot expect more package. We have to upskill ourselves. It was day 5 years back as optional to learn this, but nowadays it is a mandatory to learn, and we have to upskill ourselves for the newer technology, and we need to get a new job with a good package. And in terms of the career growth, we have to learn for this. And in this cloud have a career graph, right? So what do we do that in next in this after cloud, where you are going to learn AZ-104, which is certification point of view, global certification point of view, the certification name called as AZ-104, which is associate cloud administrator. Then further you can go ahead with AZ-304, where you would be going to the solution architect. And further you would be going to the same cloud platform. You can choose for SC300, which is identity access management. And also you can choose for the AZ-500 for cloud security, Azure cloud security. So these are all mandatory. Have a career graph where you want to become a cloud administrator. And when you learn these, step by step, or continue with us, and after few years, right? So down the line, around 2 and 3 years of experience, okay, or 2 and 3 years, you can consider one, and or you can say early, within 1 year also. Within 1 year, if you completed this, and you would be a one of the key person in that IT, I would say this. And it will be in terms of basically current organizations are looking at 3 areas. Number one is how optimizing your work, which is efficiently working, productively working, right? And securely working, security, which is we comes under for cloud. And the third one is comes under for automation. We need to adopt, we need to involve these three. And obviously with considering in all, it is reducing the cost for the business. So company are looking for how do I save the money, right? So they will not be willing to invest more money on resources. They'll be bringing to the more automation, and they are bringing to the cloud instead of spending a lot of money in on premises. And basically why we need to bring into the cloud, or why need to choose a cloud? Because why should choose cloud? Because you might have heard about everyone that is an on-premise environment, right? All the IT infrastructure currently, right? We say on-premises, which IT infra have that physical data center, right? Which is spending a lot of money, where they're spending for their place, okay, to develop the to build their own data center. They have already built their data center, which is huge place, and spending a lot of money on hardware, right? Spending a lot of money on operating system, spending a lot of money on network devices, spending a lot of money for that maintenance, right? And the support resource. So every month, considering for this entire infrastructure, it is a huge cost for me. When you talk about business point of view, already we have that is in huge money invested, which is my IT infrastructure. And every month I am spending a lot of money on this, which is you have to have a upgradation of your hardware. Older hardware you need to be replaced with a newer hardware, and you need to have the operating system, server operating system, and software license. We have to spend a lot of money on this, right? Software license, and all the network devices you need to be purchased, and install physically cables, right? You have that is in cooling system, power. So when you talk about that is in physical data center, why I should choose, or why should I move to the cloud? Because you are spending a lot of money. And what would be the solution? What Microsoft suggests, cloud suggests, do not invest any single rupees here. Even though you are already invested huge money, you can plan for the hybrid, or you willing to move to the entire infrastructure to the cloud, which is called private. And after moving to the cloud, you should be telling that is to customer how much money you are saving, and how it is a benefit you are getting comparatively in on-premises environment. And once it is moving to the cloud, what are the benefit you are getting? Earlier, every month you're spending crore together, Once you move to the cloud, your infrastructure, you would be spending 50% of cost reduced. How it is possible here? You would be you would be not having any burden on hardware, which is Microsoft is going to taken care for the entire hardware infrastructure, maintenance, upgradation, patching activity, operating system, everything is Microsoft infrastructure is going to taken care. So only we need to maintain, only we need to manage for in our product, where you are going to be, business point of your applications install, or your database install, or your active directory install, you can manage it for accessing the server. That server would be a part of in a cloud infrastructure. So Microsoft says, suggested you tell us what you needed and I would be able to provide it, which is one central. So what is cloud here? What is the definition here? What is cloud? Cloud is over the internet accessing resource. So what is the accessing resource? You can accessing resource, virtual machine, storage, where you are already having infrastructure, these devices, storage, identity, security, where you are going to learn on this governance, right? In this, you would be having for operating system, servers, all you are going to accessing over the internet, right? So benefit for, we have to learn for to our career point of view plus business point of view, and maximum customers are moving to the cloud, and Microsoft and every infrastructure looking for the cloud administrator, where who has a knowledge on cloud knowledge, and who certified person. After completion of this course, you can certify this is AZ-104. You are become a cloud administrator. uh, it would be around $165 exam, certification exam, you can plan it. And once you have joined this cloud administrator, your career would start. And also the major important, a good package, right? So these are all a benefit for when we wanted to choose this cloud administrator or Microsoft Azure, right? So why we need to learn, and what are the benefit we are getting, which career point of view we have to learn it, right? So what are the course content we are discussing right, in upcoming classes would be. So let me present my presentation, and we need to also think about what would be the prerequisites to learn on this. So some people are maybe, different platform, non-technical, or they are in a fresher, they're new to this environment. Yes, everyone can able to, join this course and can learn it, but basic knowledge would be demanding this uh, Microsoft Azure. Those basic prerequisites knowledge should be, at least you should have the basic knowledge on networking, basic skill on networking, and the basic skill on at least operating system. That's all. So we would be, if doesn't know that anyone, no problem, because most of the people are already working, would be aware about, but who are fresher in this forum, and no problem, but you would be little spending a time for understanding the concept. You have to put little effort, to log into the portal and practice it in ourselves. Then only you will be able to grasp for the quickly, and you can, understand the concept clearly. Then once completed of this, you can start preparing the profile everyone to adding these content, which is Microsoft Cloud Support, Cloud Administrator. Let me go through the quickly for the presentation on this Microsoft Azure Administrator. So we will be talking about introduction about me later part. So prerequisite as we were talking about, which is successful Azure administrator start with the role and with experience in operating system, virtualization, cloud infrastructure, storage, structure, and networking. So we need to know that is in understanding on premises. Anyone has any questions so far? Anyone has any questions so far we discussed? All right. So we would need for knowledge, basic knowledge and understanding on-premises virtualization, technology called VM, virtual networking, and virtual hard disk. Just for the VMware point of view, because whatever resource we are going to build, we call as a virtual, right? We are accessing resource over the internet. It is considered as a virtual. So how it is going to be managed? How we are going to be centralized environment? We are accessing the resource. And again, just basic knowledge on networking concept, which is TCP, IP, DNS, and a VPN, firewall, encryption technology. Might be you are aware about, which you already just you might aware about or might heard about some terminology, firewall, encryption, networking. But we would be talking about more on than when we start the actual classes. And understanding the Active Directory, this is identity and governance part, where centralized administration of all the users and groups. So if you don't know this concept, no worries. We will be going to talk about in detailed manner. And understanding the resiliency and disaster recovery, including backup and restore operations. So this is one of the important topic in every IT infrastructure. How safe my entire infra if something disaster happen, right? How do we plan it? Across data center, we have one physical location. I have all the business, my IT infra. What will happen that entire data center has flooded or earthquake happened? How do we save my business? So Microsoft Azure is the best example, best supporter. Microsoft Azure says you can build your infrastructure one location and you tell us this situation, this scenario, disaster, we have a plan. You can put your entire same infrastructure for the different region. So some terminology would be understanding in Azure. The terminologies are you need to aware about, you need to hear, multiple times subscriptions. We need to talk about what you mean by subscriptions. We need to talk about what you mean by region. We need to talk about availability zone. We need to talk about resource group, right? And we need to talk about all the resources. You are creating a virtual machine is one of the resource. You are creating a storage, one of the resource. You are creating a networking, virtual private cloud, this is one of the resource. Some terminology you would be aware about. The hierarchy should be understanding in Azure, in Microsoft cloud infrastructure. Some terminology we have to be understand very deeply and thoroughly. We need to understand this. Would be asking question during interview. So subscription means what? Resource group means what? Region means what? Availability zone means what? Right? We will be going to talk about in more detail. And become a cloud administrator. Once you are having a knowledge and this training, you will not be going to learn only, you would be going to experiencing. So that is a unique training from our end. Whoever going to take on the training already, last from 8 to 9 years, I'm delivering this training. But confidently says that isn't based on the previous students or previous people are pinging me in WhatsApp. Thank you so much for the delivering training, and with the help of that, we have got this job and this much package, right? And it this training is not traditional kind of training where you are going to taking us, and we will be little unique because we concentrate for students perspective, student point of view. Since I am also working, I know that what kind of pain you have and what kind of really needed you guys, right? Getting my point. So I know that isn't during interview. When I was in the panel of interview, I would asking questions, few of questions, right? People are literally having a very basic knowledge and they never prepare right profile for themselves. They simply prepared the profile, some containing the copy, but when we ask the question from the profile, they will not be able to answer properly. So this is a platform for you to learn and grow, wherever you have the gap on skill set, and you need to plan accordingly for to filling the gap and move on to your career growth. So when you decided you wanted to change your job ultimately we need a money, guys, right? So we need to certain experience. After certain experience, when you have a 9 to 10 years of experience, or 6 to 7 years of experience, or more than 10 years of experience, we should have a decent salary. If you're not getting a more than 15 lakh after 10 year, there is no point. We have to reach minimum 20 lakh when you are more than 10 years of experience. To reach the 20 lakh package, what we need to learn it, how do we mm, uh, how do we plan it, how do we prepare ourselves, right? So this is a journey. It will help you to begin with this AZ-104 cloud administrator, understand this completely, how the cloud infrastructure, and put into the entire information in your profile. Also, along with this cloud, you can learn, it's a demanding one of the automation skill called PowerShell. Okay, so it's a demand, and forced to learn it, because people are asking, do you know that is in, PowerShell, when you are in Microsoft support, or your Microsoft product using, right? So we need to plan accordingly. I'm training, and I'm guiding the people to go with the right direction, and many students are in the right directions, they are already in some different position, and based on that history, based on the confident, we are into the 2 days, right? So it's a journey for you now. You can also start learning, and so I'll be here to support all the time. So wherever you have so many questions, but we ultimately goal is uh, to understand the concept clearly, thoroughly. So when people are asking question interview, you should not have any confusion. You can imagine your entire lab, what you've done it so far, and you can answer properly, right? When you become a cloud administrator, what would be the job role? Job role would be we need to manage for our entire storage, where we were using earlier in on premises, and same things would be managing in the storage, networking, compute, and cloud capabilities. Once you reach the cloud administrator, you will not be having a separate administrator. Earlier we had for network administrator, software development, database administrator, active directory administrator, network administrator. There is no more kind of different administrator. Now when you move to the cloud, you would be a cloud administrator to manage storage, networking, compute, and capabilities, cloud capabilities, to with a deep understanding each service across IT lifecycle, right? So it is completely end-to-end user request. We need to take that end-to-end user request for new cloud applications. So one of the customers coming to and asking us what would be the benefit I'm getting. So we need to explain them confidently what their cloud applications, and make recommendations on the service to use for the optimal performance. How you are helping him to, using that optimal point of view, and efficiently, how scale, the ultimately how reducing the cost, right? Performance and scale, and as well as the provision capacity, monitor and adjust the appropriate. This role requirement communicating and coordinating with vendors. If any customer is coming to us and we need to move to the cloud, we need to assess their environment and explain them properly what would be the benefit you are getting after moving to the cloud, for their applications, for their servers, for their database, for any of the IT infra they were using, and after moving to the cloud, what would be the benefit, how we are scaling, how the performance would be, benefiting them. This is the benefit they will be getting, for we need to explain confidently. As I said, one more important, cloud administrator use the Azure portal and become a more efficient, and we should use the PowerShell, right? We should use a PowerShell for the automations wherever we are involving more manual work, but we need to reduce those manual work and work on with a little smarter way by using PowerShell, which is product from the Microsoft again, right? And you can also learn from the other JSON also from the Azure side, where we will be talking about more on that. And yeah, so overall, keep learning on this. And once you become a cloud administrator, start with the role with experience and operating system, virtualization, cloud infrastructure, storage structure, and networking. So you would be planning your career on the cloud administrator. So there is a certification path, right? Fundamental is Azure 900. There is no need to learn first separately. I would be covering about Azure 900 plus Azure 104. which is comes under Microsoft certified Azure administrator, which I am talking about now. So the difference between is both the AZ900 and AZ104. It is a fundamental, and it is a 104 is a designed for the Azure administrators who implement, monitor, and maintain the compute, storage, networking, and security. And Microsoft certified Azure solution architect, as I said, AZ304, it is little expert level, and we would be going to providing the solutions. We are going to the infrastructure, we are going to the customer place, we need to assess their environment, and we need to prepare the document, we need to plan for them, we need to design and implementation plan for them, phase by phase. We can tell them this is a complete assess we have done for assessment for your infrastructure, and you tell us how do we plan it, what would be the production, what would be the development, and we will be slowly start moving to cloud phase by phase. First we will be start from the development, second would be once the development slowly but that is overall you will be going to solution providing, which is comes under for expert level, SME level, solution architect, right? And these are areas we would be learning in a deeper manner. So deeply we are going to discussing, which is those areas in AZ104, manage Azure identities and governance, which we would be talking about completely on Active Directory, Azure Active Directory. How do you create, which is users, groups, right? And how do you plan for the role-based access control? How do you securely accessing your resources from the cloud, which 15 to 20% cover up from the examination point of view, global certification examination point of view, 15 to 20% would be covering this topic. And implement and manage and storage, it's completely storage topic again. So how do you create a storage in cloud? Earlier how you are handling the cloud, how you keeping the data safe, and how do you managing during the disaster? Ultimately data is most important for a business, right? So this storage would be keeping some centralized bulk place, right? Bulk size, and how we can plan for our data accessing and data saving, everything we are going to talk about in implement and manage storage. 15 to 20% would be having for exam coverage area. Third one is deploy and manage Azure compute resource, which is completely virtualization. VM, we talk about VM. How do we create a virtual machine? What would be the configuration? And do we plan for the load balance? Do we plan for that is in availability zone? How do we create this VM within a single data center? All VM creation topics would be talking about in a Azure compute and resource. The examination coverage areas is it would be 20 to 25%. And one more important, configure and manage virtual networking. Already we have a data center created our own virtual networking, sorry, that physical networking, and how we wanted to manage our virtual networking. And when we talk about the virtual networking, we would be needing to understand that deeply. What is the mean by subnet? What would be the IP address range? How do I plan for my new infrastructure creating in a different subnet? These are all we are discussing under the virtual networking, and it would be major contributor for the examination point of view, which is 25 to 30%. And overall you would be handling for all the resources, monitor and backup resources. So for anyone has any question? So we would be talking about these are the content: administer identity, governance, resources, virtual networking, inter-site connectivity, network traffic, administer administer virtual machines, pass compute options, data protection and monitoring. Okay, this presentation is ended, and this is all we just discussed about the very beginning, and to understand that what we are going to talk about and what is the benefit we are getting. So now I said that this is centralized, a place where you are going to accessing resource over the internet. So to accessing the resource, there is a Microsoft Day made for the one common portal called as a https portal.azure.com. This is a one portal. We need to know that. So when you access this portal, we have a lot of services. lot of services. And these services we are going to create, which is under, as I said, virtual networks, storage, compute, identity, security, and governance. We would be talking about in detail. So when you open the portal, but before you going to, everyone should have, whoever interested to join this course, you have to get ready with your uh, free account, which is called free account, which is a free subscription, right? The account, the login one is, we need to get ready with this. If already someone free subscription is over, you can take for the pass. Also, you can convert as a pay as you go. So Microsoft is going to be billing. We are going to be chargeable for the design per minute. It is exactly how we are utilizing our home light. You might see that light bill, right? We are getting every month light bill. How we are getting the light bill? The light bill are coming. How much power, how much lights we are using in our home, right? Your lights you would not be using for the daytime, and if you know the design, you don't need this time, and you can turn off the light. Why? Because that bill should not be generated, bill should not be read more. The same concept comes under for the cloud. If your resource utilizing and the resource is running and utilizing more, you would be getting for the accordingly pay as you go. And if you do not use any resource, and it would be a charging for the very minimal fees. It is exactly you consider for pay as you go concept of, you can say, hiring a cab. What do you mean by hiring a cab here? Now you wanted to bring a, or you wanted to have a own car, you need to spend a minimum around for the 5 to 7 lakh rupees. It's a huge investment, right? And once you purchase the car, you would be having or spending a lot of money on this. Where you are going to spending a lot of money? You need to have a parking place majorly, and monthly maintenance, and you are putting the fuel for every time whenever you're going out, and you should be pay if you're your driver. So think about, you have already installed, already invested this much money, and again you're spending a lot of money which use or not use. You need to pay for this, monthly maintenance, service charge, fuel, driver salary, and you would need for the one dedicated parking place. But what Microsoft suggesting here, instead of this, what you're going to do, you can hire a cab. What is this benefit of the hiring the cab here? You do not have any headache here for now, which is upgradation, or your maintenance, or you are filling fuel, filling the fuel, or hardware. There is no burden for you, because you just hire the cab, you book a cab cab, and you travel it, how much distance you wanted to, how much kilometer you wanted to, and you just pay how much utilized, kilometer utilized. Yes or no? But rest he never ask you, that is in what would be the car cost. No, not bothering about. Where is car parking? Not bothering about, right? Car parking. And you do not worried about that car. You are filling, that is in either diesel or petrol. No, that is not have headache, right? And if something maintenance have something happened that car, that maintenance, you don't have any burden on this. You just use a cab, and travel how much kilometer you want and pay it. Same concept is comes under for Azure. Same concept. This is a own car having your own data center. You have to spend a lot of money and so a lot of burden will be there. And when you moving to the cloud, this is the same concept of hiring the cab for Ola or Uber. This is the best example, right? Now, if you see this, these are all the resources would be using in Azure portal. When you log into the portal, so everyone should be get ready with this portal.azure.com. It's a common portal. If you log in this in a portal, you would be able to see that lot of services. We will be talking about more on more coming week on the actual class is going to start it, right? When you click on the all services here, you would be able to see uh, these many services. See this? Microsoft says you tell us what you needed. You do not, invest a single rupees. What kind of IT infra you have, what kind of demand you have, you tell us in terms of accessing the all the IT infrastructure, and Microsoft would be suggesting, and he will helping you to provide the services in door to door. We would say, right? So you just over the on fly, you can just log into this server or log into this portal and you can manage it for your own requirement what you need it. See, everything is available. This portal for everyone. And in this portal, Microsoft is given you that is in 30 days or 28 days free subscription. By default, you can utilize, you can know that is in how it works and all. 30 days free subscription by default, right? So after 20 days, your account would be, it's a demanding that is in, it will convert as a pay as you go. And in this, you will be having around few features for the free and few features will not be, just have a limitation again. And then you would be awareing about what it is and how it is, right? So that subscription would be managing from this Google Cloud portal, sorry, Azure portal. Okay, let me just show you where it is my portal opened here. So far, anyone has any question? Right? See this, and Microsoft has made areas, they're categorized separately. So Microsoft suggesting that is in, you tell me what you needed and I am ready to provide you the all the support. So these many areas, these many each areas you have that is in Microsoft keep implementing, keep enhancing their feature and bringing to those new feature which has been successfully completed. They'll be keep on adding. You see the today 23, 35, 11 count would be, and Microsoft is keep implementing the new feature enhanced. See this, today you would be able to see these many numbers, which is 35, 11, 19, 24. Might be tomorrow down the line it will be keep on changing, and the Microsoft will be keep on adding the new features, right? So this is the mainly, if you say click on the computer, it would be asking you the virtual machine, right? Availability set, computer, compute fleet, host groups, images, virtual machine, all are related to the virtual machines. It comes under for the compute. And the same things, the relevant one you wanted to find it, you would be able to see in this list. Getting my point? So they are already involved in this AI plus machine learning, analytics, compute, container, database, application, DevOps, general, hybrid plus multi-cloud, identity, migration, Internet of Things, IoT, right? Management and governance, migration and monitor, mixed reality, security, storage, and web mobile. So these are all one common portal. We would be going to create it, configure it, and we will work on that each services, which are all those networking services, storage services, virtual machines platform, and backup and restore, and maintenance. So everything would be going to thoroughly we are going to understanding, and we will be become a cloud administrator after completion of this course. And for this we need to register. When you say the free subscription, we need to register with the free account, where you can see here. You can go to the Google, type that is in uh, Azure free account, free subscription. Across worldwide, Microsoft has their own data center. We will be talking about more details, start one classes from the next week. So how that is in designed, how that is in infrastructure is going to be developed, and from there, how do we access those resources, we'll be talking about. When you click on try free here, it would be redirecting to your Gmail account if you already logged in, and you need to provide the username and password for validation, authentication. And once it is logged in, you would be able to see these information. Across worldwide, Microsoft has created a multiple data center, right? And those data center, how we're accessing, if you see, just another one is Azure data center, Azure geographic location. You see this, which is a biggest backbone cable has been connected, optical fiber cable has been connected across world. It is interconnected each other, all the resources. Okay, all the resources. Let me show you that across worldwide how many uh, locations are there in from the Azure point of view. Now when you're going to create a free account, you would be able to see this. Your account would be activate for the till 12 months, is only 1 year. Account activation would be 1 year, but your after 20 days, your whatever the promo value we are getting, those will be disappearing as a zero value. Now see this, you would be able to see the 55 plus other services free analysis, and start with the USD dollar 200. It will give you that is in promo value, and during the 28 days or 30 days, you would be able to utilize this promo value, which is credit, start with USD dollar 200, right? So once it is ready, then you will be able to start, we will be going to start working on the virtual private network, VPC. We'll be going to talk about VPC. So everyone going to ready with, if you liked it, this session, and you would like to go with the registration, please contact Amit. Point of contact person is Amit. His number is, I'm just sharing his number. Contact person is 914595466280 9540662806. And the course duration is 30 hours, and the class timing would be decided very shortly, uh, weekly, or you can say weekend batch, online training. Okay, 30 hours course duration. And each class it should have that is in 2 hours, including one small break. Fees and all you can talk to with Amit and he will help you. So this is all overall summary. Why I need to choose this cloud, what is the benefit, and what are the basic prerequisites to be. Just it's not going to learn directly and log into the portal and do it. No, because when you do the self learning, you will see that many lot of videos in the Google, in the YouTube, correct? But why are you here? You are spending time and money, but you need to get some at least some benefit on this. That is up to you. How much you are going to spending time to the system, how much understand the concept, how effective you are working, you would be able to handle it. That's a major goal. We need to learn this Microsoft Azure Cloud for the career point of view. So that's all from my end, guys. Anyone has any question to talk about? You can raise your hand, or you can chat, or you can unmute yourself and speak. And any generic question and anything you would be able to ask, please go ahead. And lot many things we are going to learn upcoming classes, where your career is going to start become a cloud administrator. You would be able to see the LinkedIn. There is many requirements, open positions are in cloud with a good package. No matter how much experience you are in there, but we need to adapt our skill, and we need to add a skill in our profile. And once you have started your career in the cloud, you have to plan for this, become a cloud administrator. And you wanted to reach, I would say 50 lakh, 1 crore also per annum. It is possible when you are in keep learning on this concept. You have to start learning on this. The previous class student, he got 94 lakh per annum, which is Hyderabad location, and he is in a cloud security, cyber arc and cloud security. So when you have, you know, confident on these technologies and keep on learning, keep upskilling yourself, and the day will come that isn't what you will be, going to achieve your goal. So anyone has any question? Good to go. So course content would be same. We are going to, you can also refer from our website, and you would be able to see this in portal. And you can refer this also from the Azure 104. We will be talking about directly for the standardization from the Microsoft. You see this associate certification. Anyone has any questions? Who someone pinging here? Yeah, you can talk about cost for this exam voucher. You would be having for $165 voucher. We will not be going to give, but if you have any from your company and all, you can plan it for the voucher. And I'll talk about if that voucher cost would be added into the fees. We'll discuss that with Amit. Okay. You see, there is a $165 for examination purpose, right? And we would be going to talk about this complete as per the Microsoft has decided is exam course syllabus, right? Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for today time who are joined across location. So another 6 minutes is there, and anyone has any question, feel free to ask, and you can take a call. If you like the today demo class, please contact Amit. Okay, and get registered yourself. And we will be connecting from the next week. Timing would be updating shortly, which is based on either morning time or evening time in India location, India time. So we will be seeing that shortly. All right. Anyone has any question? Good to go. So no question. Thank you so much for once again. So let's wind up today. So you can talk to whoever interested, talk to Amit, and we will be connecting from coming week. Take care, guys. Bye bye. Happy weekend.